Hello and welcome to Staffordshire Honda. We're here for this evening's open event and we've got a lot going on to get involved with. We've got road sensation Nathan Harrison and BSB champion Tommy Bridewell here for a Q&A session. Not only have we got some top riders, we've got some top motorcycles inside that building right now. We've got Mike Hailwood's 1966 World Championship winning RC 173. We've got the RCV road-going MotoGP bike. But even more exciting than that, for the first time in the UK, inside that building right now, we've got the 2024 CBR 600 RR and the all-new Fireblade. It's really exciting and I can't wait to get involved. Let's go and take a look.
Hello, yeah, I'm Bob Sheldon from Staffordshire Honda here in Stoke-on-Trent, Newcastle-under-Lyme, and owner of Staffordshire Honda. The Honda franchise brings it's a company of a size that we're not used to, and we're still aghast with how big the product range is. And everything that Honda stands for and brings with it. The range is just incredible, and it's taken a little bit of getting used to, but we're getting there now. Yeah, it brings all those learner riders on board, all the way up to the flagship Gullwing range that we've got in the showroom now. So, fantastic, yeah.
We're here this evening at Staffordshire Honda opening evening, and we've got some really special bikes here on show display tonight. I wanted just a big thank you to Bob Heath for allowing us to have this machine with us. This is none other than Mike Hailwood's RC 173 championship machine from 1966. Now Mike achieved 6 podiums, 6 wins in 1966 on this incredible machine that not a lot of people have seen on a day-to-day basis. And like I said, this hasn't been out on show, I think, for probably 10-15 years. So quite a nice special thing here for tonight. And you know, looking at the bike here now with the dealers and a couple of the people, just looking at the intricacy of some of the machine building and the parts that it's taken to do this, going back to 1966. It's pretty phenomenal bit of machinery here. I mean, it's a 350, 70 horsepower, 6-speed engine. We were just talking earlier about, you know, the throttle. You've got to open it and close it. It's not like the conventional throttle where you open it and let go and it closes. You've got to work it both ways. Like I said, it is a real nice piece of work, and we're very, very privileged to have that here with us this evening.
So this is it, the brand new CBR 1000 RR Fireblade SP. And what a fantastic machine it really is. Now, the Fireblade has seen a few updates of the modern era, but arguably none more and none more important than this one here, now. So, as soon as you get on the bike, the first thing you're going to notice is how much more room you've got. See, what Honda have realised in the R&D department is when a lot of people are buying this bike, a lot of them are taking it on track. And that's evident in the Supersport championship from last year. Now, what they're doing is they're changing a lot of basic parts to start with. So they're changing the clip-ons and putting lower clip-ons on. They're changing the rear sets, putting higher rear sets on. So Honda thought to ourselves, well, why are we having a halfway house with a standard road bike? But that's exactly what they've changed. Now, don't get me wrong. You're not going to get NT 1100 levels of comfort. This is still a full-blooded super sports bike. But what they have done to improve the rider comfort is they've pulled the bars up and they've dropped the pegs down. And what that's done is it's opened up that rider triangle, giving you so much more comfort on the bike from the showroom. Now, staying on board the bike and the flight deck, if you like, we can talk about the tech within this bike. Now, we don't have the keys for this bike to turn on this dash and to show you it in full. We'll have to do that in a later video. What we can do is tell you is something they've developed into this year for this bike is a really clever system. Now, the Fireblade has always been fantastic as a bike that you can ride to a track day, do your track day, and then ride home. And what we've done now is we've improved that. So within this system, we have a setting where you can actually measure your weight on the bike. and set the bike up accordingly. So what that opens up is that you can ride to the track day with the bike in the most comfortable setting for you. Arrive at the track, hit a few buttons, and you're ready to go. No preload setting, no race sag, you're good to go. Have a fantastic day at Brands or Donington, and when you finish, you turn those settings back to basic and you ride home in comfort. Visually, the Fireblade has always been an attractive bike, and it hasn't changed much for this year. With the addition of new winglets on the front, which are increasing our downforce, and they're also improving yaw by 10%. And looking to the back of the bike, we've still got that RCV inspired swinging arm, giving us great control at the back end. Staying at the back, we've got the Aquapovic end cam. Now for this year, it's actually got a full litre more capacity. And what that allows us to do is that at that mid-range rev, it's so much quieter, keeping you on side with neighbourhood watch, which is vitally important. But when you wind the power on your track day, it's been noted by the R&D department that this bike is the closest sounding to the World Superbike that they've ever had. Engine-wise on the Fireblade, we've still got the short stroke semi-cam design, which develops 215 brake horsepower. That's plenty for anyone. But the engine has received a bit of attention this year. More so on the throttle body motors, where now they work independently on 2 cylinders each. The idea of this is that the bike can drop 2 cylinders or pick up 2 cylinders on corner entry and corner exit. And the idea of that is that it gives the rider much greater control on putting that power down to the ground and making it usable. This is a very emotional bike for me. Not this bike in particular, but Fireblades. You see, when I was growing up, my dad worked at the local Honda dealership. And on school holidays and some weekends, me and my brother would go into the shop and help out. Emptying bins, sweeping up, that sort of thing. But one of the jobs was to dust and polish the bikes. Now this would always cause a bit of competition between me and my brother. We'd always want to be with one bike. We'd always make a beeline straight towards one bike. And it was always this, the Fireblade. We just wanted to be near this bike. It was phenomenal. And now, this bike in its 32nd year still makes me feel like a schoolboy. I'm itching to get a duster and some polish and just spend some time with it. So this is much more than a bike to me. This is memories of summer holidays spent with my dad in the bike shop, learning the industry that we're all so privileged to be a part of. And motorcycles have the ability to stir emotion inside of us like nothing else. And for me, nothing hits the spot like a Fireblade.
I think everything's just coming together, motivation, fitness, confidence, and yeah, I lapped, I think it was like nearly a second quicker than I have done previous. I'm just me, my dad and my brother, and didn't even change anything on the bike, so I can't wait to get going on the 2024 bike. The team have been sending me pictures and sneak pictures. They don't show me the whole thing, they just show me little snippets of it, just teasing me. But yeah, no, I really can't wait to get going. Only a couple of weeks to go, and like you say, hopefully everyone's hard work will pay off.
It's really difficult for us because Nathan's dad, who's very involved in everything that he does with the racing, is called Dean, right? So he's called Dean Harrison. We've got a racer called Dean Harrison. We are going to get that wrong a lot, I think, this year. So, good luck, Nath, and great to have you here. Thank you for coming all the way over from the Isle of Man today. Really brilliant to have you here in Staffordshire. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks to everybody else for having me here.
Now, Tommy, there's been a lot said about why has Tommy come to Honda now, and what's his motivation. Hopefully, he's giving you a good indication on that. And it isn't the money. I can assure you of that because I have to write his checks out. But clearly, there's a great kudos if you can defend your championship on a different manufacturer. And you've obviously we're very lucky and we're very privileged that you're going to ride the number one next year, which is also a big decision, yes. And obviously there's a lot of history with that.
Yeah, exactly. I've ran number 46. Everyone says because I'm a Valentino Rossi fan, and yes, Valentino Rossi is number 46. The short story behind it is the first ever race me and my brother did was you go and sign on, in whoever's signed on before you. It just happened that Ollie was number 46 and I was number 47. So obviously after Ollie's passing, I decided to take the 46. But for me, it felt right I've always honoured and raced in my brother's honour, under his number, under everything I do. But what better way for me to finally put the number 1 on it and go, right, you know, just for 1 year, I want to defend the championship, but in back to 2025, if all goes to plan, I'll go back to. I'd like to go back to number 46, so that's the plan. But yeah, it's all aligning really well.
And Harv, both these guys are going to be on the bikes, as I think you mentioned, very soon. So tell us a little. We've got 2 bikes here, obviously. That's the new Fireblade, 24-year model Fireblade, and the 600 is back. And again, you've had a lot of experience racing this bike, a lot of success with this bike. What have we got in store for these guys next week when they finally get on them?
So with the 600, as you said, Neil, yeah, that's come back. We're bringing that back in. You've got that for sale. I think it's 10.49 or something on the road, which is
available at all very good retailers in Staffordshire. This one actually,
which is an unbelievable price for such a machine. But we've been working with Japan with the next generation rules for Supersport. So what we've been trying to do is help them develop the package, if you like, for it's called Next Generation Supersport, and that's what we're planning to run this machine in our championship with Jack Kennedy, and also with Nathan and Dean on the roads.
Well, and Tommy's got to come with us next week to launch the 600 and the Fireblade to the UK press. So any of you read, MCN or any of those great publications, you'll see that quite soon coming out, probably either next week, the week after next. But Tommy, you did say you're a bit worried about riding the 600, didn't you?
Yeah, to be honest, there's a lot of people in this room that would be able to beat me on this bike for definite. I've spent my whole career on 1,000. I jumped on a 600 a couple of years ago, and I was just embarrassingly useless on it.
He didn't tell me this before he signed.
Yeah,
by the
exactly.
way.
Yeah, I got pen to paper first, but no, don't worry, I'm all right on this one. They're just such a unique, like people like Jack and all these guys are so good out on them because they're just such a different way of riding. So I rely on horsepower and grunt from what the 1,000cc gives me. So yeah, I'll stick with this one. That's get you out of trouble bike.
Well, we'll keep the lights on it. We'll keep the hazard warning lights on it when you go round. Hopefully that'll keep you clear. No, that's good. We're looking forward to that. And Tommy, how do you feel? Nathan's obviously going to be racing at the Northwest 200. He's going to be at the TT. Has that ever appealed to you? And you have got to read the small print in your contract, by the way, because you're going down Bray Hill in.
Oh, Christ, yeah. No, this lad on my right is I-class a bloody lunatic, but it's what they do. It's what they do for everyone here would look and think what I do on short circuits. You're mad, whereas I look at this guy and think he's absolutely mad. But it's weird because I will drive my car. It's 70 miles an hour, officer. No, I'll drive my car at, let's say, 100 mile an hour, let's say.
On a closed circuit.
On a closed road. And it'll feel fast to me, whereas I'll jump on a motorbike and do 200 mile an hour, and it doesn't feel fast. It just doesn't. I don't get on it and think, bloody hell, this is quick. So when I go to the Isle of Man or I go to the Northwest and I watch, likes of John, likes of Nathan, like all of these guys, I literally am in awe because it's just mad, absolute madness. But they have the skill to do it. I've always found it fascinating how anyone can remember a 37 mile long circuit. I struggle for one lap of Brands Hatch, let alone 37 miles. So yeah, I got a memory like a sieve, so I'll stick to the short circuits.
So are you mad, Nath, or what?
Well, I was thinking that I'd love to ride around Brands Hatch as quick as he can. But yeah, no, it's just I think it's what you grew up, like what you want to do in life, isn't it? Like being from the Isle of Man, born into it, I didn't want to be like a MotoGP champion. I just want to win a TT. Whereas like Sir Tommy and stuff, they have different interests when they come out. You're right next to a short circuit. I've got Derby, which is like an airfield, you know what I mean? And when I finished school, you have like Guy Martin, John coming in doing assemblies and stuff like that, and you just think, I want to be him. And you've got an opportunity to be him when you're in the Isle of Man and you're involved in bikes. So I think in terms of being mad, I just don't really see it. It's just what you grew
We
into.
see it a little bit. But the point is, it is incredibly skilled, isn't it? The point that, you know, Tommy's making, you've got to memorise 37.73 miles.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, I think being from the Isle of Man, I think that does actually help that, because obviously I've got local knowledge and stuff like that. But the Northwest 200 it isn't as hard as just a few straights. I say that, I didn't get around one of the corners. Yeah, no, I think being from the Isle of Man, but yeah, you have to put a lot more effort in than you do going to like Brands Hatch or Donington Park, because you can go around there a few laps on a track day and you know where you're going, don't you? Whereas the TT, the first time you get to physically go down, you can go around in the car at 30 mile an hour, and then as soon as you go down there at 160 mile an hour, the thing's completely different. And the first time you get to experience that is the first time, or the first practice of the first night, isn't it? So yeah, it is different, but it's good.
I mean, if you, I'm sure a lot of you in the room have been to either the Northwest or the TT, but if you do get a chance, I would really, really recommend it. It's just the most incredible spectacle. The TT is really where Honda started. You know, in late 50s, Mr. Honda himself made this promise that he'd win the TT, and they won it very soon after that, and they never really looked back. So bikes a little bit like that one, you know, are part of Honda's heritage with the island. And as you know, Nathan, you know, coming from the island, it's like Honda Island, isn't it, for the month that it's on. So yeah, we can't wait to get over there.